Especially if you're an Apple lover who enjoys early yearly iPhone upgrades, Trump's new tariffs could affect your life more than you believe. Though its successor could have a very crazy price, the present iPhone 16 Pro Max with 1 TB of storage already costs an incredible $1,599 before taxes. Reuters claims these worldwide levies might have an impact from cannabis to running shoes and Apple's iPhone all over. The increased levies on China, Vietnam, India, and Taiwan would cause the iPhone 17 Pro Max with 1 TB of storage if Apple maintains the same maximum capacity for 2025 to cost over $2,300, based on Rosenblatt Securities predictions. According to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, thinks Apple will have to fast concentrate on raising manufacturing in India and Vietnam to match American demand for the new iPhone 17, including the forthcoming iPhone 17 Pro Max. Kuo claims that, should conditions remain same, Apple's earnings will fall by around 8.5 to 9%, which is very significant for the business and its owners. Currently, only 15% of worldwide iPhone manufacturing is projected to go to India this year, growing from 10 to 12% in 2024. The analyst states, Apple could cut the gross margin hit to 5.5 to 6% without increasing prices if India and Vietnam obtain tariff waivers under fresh U.S. agreements, given China's improbable concessions to the Trump administration for tariff exemptions. Following, Apple normally doesn't announce its flagship phones until the autumn, and the iPhone 16 is only around 6 months old, but it's never too early to speculate on what the following range may look like. There's already been lots of talk about what we may see with the next iPhone, presumably named the iPhone 17, from a thinner version of the next smartphone to a new screen with a faster refresh rate on basic versions. The camera module might also receive a facelift, and sources say Apple will update the appearance and feel of its software with the debut of iOS 19. Here's what experts and leakers anticipate regarding the iPhone 17 lineup, which is scheduled to be introduced around September. Regarding what's on the inside, Apple is apparently seeking to update its mobile operating system with the introduction of iOS 19. According to Bloomberg, this includes updating the style of icons, menus, apps, windows, and system buttons. Sources allegedly informed the outlet that Apple is working to simplify the way users navigate and control their devices, and that the design pulls from the Vision Pro's operating system. For instance, Vision OS offers more circular app icons and transparent navigation panels. It's conceivable what you'll see on your future iPhone might more closely reflect this look. The software upgrade will apparently extend to iPad and Mac, hence delivering uniformity across Apple's devices. Bloomberg adds this would be the greatest software shakeup since Mac OS Big Sur's debut in 2020 and iOS 7's release in 2013. The reports on what frames the iPhone 17 range will feature have gone back and forth, but Pu recently stated the iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max would all have metal frames. He highlighted that the iPhone 17 Air may be the outlier with a titanium frame. Additionally, the iPhone 17 Pro Max might feature a narrower dynamic island due to a smaller Face ID sensor. Dynamic Island on other iPhone 17 models will allegedly retain the same size, Pu has claimed. One of the greatest speculations involves a potential iPhone Air, a slimmer version of Apple's flagship gadget that would replace the iPhone Plus option. The Air might include a 6.6-inch screen, making it somewhat smaller than the iPhone 16 Plus and iPhone 16 Pro Max, but still larger than the standard model, according to analysts Jeff Pu and Ming-Chi Kuo. A Bloomberg story from March confirms similar claims and says that the iPhone Air might be 5.5 millimeters thick. The rumor also indicates the phone would cost roughly $900, putting it on pace with the iPhone 16 Plus and preserving its status in the iPhone hierarchy. For Apple to shrink down a handset, it would need to make hardware trade-offs, and that may include the phone's camera. According to both Kuo and Bloomberg, it's probable this version of the iPhone 17 would feature just one primary camera, doing away the ultra-wide and 5x telephoto lenses that have been hallmarks of Apple's premium iPhones for years. This would position the compact iPhone in the same league as the $600 iPhone 16e when it comes to cameras, given that phone has just one rear lens. The good news, however, is that the selfie camera on the iPhone Air might receive a bump. More on that later. Rumor has claimed all variants of the iPhone 17 will sport a 120Hz display, bringing the non-Pro models up from its current 60Hz refresh rate. That might be a welcome improvement, since the gap between the Pro and non-Pro refresh rate is startling. When Apple launched the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus with a 60Hz display, there was a bit of an uproar from individuals who anticipated more in 2024. This anticipated upgrade might address that, and perhaps bring the always-on display to the standard device. Apple might potentially update its ceramic shield display by employing an anti-reflective substance that's more scratch-resistant, McRumors stated. It's not an iPhone release without a camera update, and there have been lots of speculations about what the camera module may look like on Apple's forthcoming phones. In January, a leaked picture from Majin Buu on X showed the phone may sport a pill-shaped camera bar, effectively mimicking what you'd see on Google's Pixel 9 phone. In February, Majin Buu followed up with CAD renderings of what's alleged to be the iPhone 17 series, showing horizontal camera bars, as well as bigger rectangular bars on the iPhone 17 Pro variants. I've shot hundreds of photographs with the iPhone 16 Pro Max's cameras and have matched them against competitors like the S25 Ultra and Pixel 9 Pro XL in the numerous 200 photo shootouts I've done. It's held up beautifully against them, but you know what? The iPhone 16 Pro is the one that truly ranks in our top photography phones list. That's because it has the same set of cameras as its larger, more costly sister, including the same 12 megapixels telephoto camera with 5x optical zoom. In years past, such with the iPhone 15 Pro's arrival, it was the Pro Max that ended up having the greater zoom camera. Not this time, however. Camera rumors for the iPhone 17 Pro differ, with one rumor claiming that it'll be updated to a 48 megapixels sensor, while another indicates that it will go down to a 3.5x optical zoom. Just like the current generation, the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max will likely contain the identical set of cameras, making both of them able to tackle any demand. Yet, I'm not convinced by what this slim iPhone has to offer. I appreciate how shredding may infuse fresh interest from a design sense, but I feel that this would come at a cost. Specifically, it might severely damage its battery life. The latest iPhone 16 Pro scored pretty well in our battery benchmark test, earning an average duration of 14 hours and 7 minutes. Factoring in how the iPhone 17 Air is going to feature a bigger 6.7-inch display, I'm dubious that it will receive a longer battery life, considering the constraint Apple has with space inside of the phone. In February, Ku indicated Apple would change out Broadcom's Wi-Fi processors with in-house chips throughout the iPhone 17 series, adding this would enhance connectivity across Apple devices. It's not yet obvious what precisely this would imply, but it would be intriguing if Apple's C1 processor were joined with its own Wi-Fi chip too. Can you realize we're roughly less than 6 months away from maybe the next iPhone reveal? After spending more than 6 months with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I have a solid notion of which new model I'm most eager to see next. And this is despite the likelihood of a shakeup that might come with its September iPhone presentation. This fall's iPhone 17 range is beginning to take form, with models like the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max likely to assume their normal spots high up in the lineup. Rumors hint to the likelihood of additional, more exciting versions entering the lineup, like an iPhone 17 Air or iPhone 17 Ultra. Don't get me wrong, small phones undoubtedly look to be the greatest trend this year, but I believe the iPhone 17 Pro will be the safe decision to go with for most people. I'm making my choice completely based on the leaks surrounding what we know about the iPhone 17 series, while also taking in what I've learned from my experience of using the iPhone 16 Pro Max. On the opposite end of the scale, however, it may cost more than the Pro Max, which would be stunning, but not unusual. Slimming down a phone costs money, even if it could come with its own set of trade-offs. That's why I believe that the iPhone 17 Pro would still give the finest bang for the buck value. It's uncertain whether it'll get the same $999 pricing as the current iPhone 16 Pro, but when you account in how it's rumored to receive the greatest cameras, flagship A19 Pro CPU, and an appropriately big battery, the iPhone 17 Pro would still wind up delivering the best value. There is the question of the iPhone 17 Ultra 2, which the newest speculations indicate at replacing the Pro Max in the lineup. At the absolute least, I assume it would have a comparable $1,199 beginning pricing, but a rise is also a likely. That's because of how it would feature a bigger battery, which would obviously give it a longer battery life, as well as a smaller dynamic island cutout and a redesigned vapor cooling system. These are all fine, but I would prefer save the money and stay with the iPhone 17 Pro instead. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.